Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are on January 30th, and it's a Tuesday. It's a day that I take off with my family, so we've hopefully going to do a few things today as we also recover from the fast. Hopefully the recovery is going well for everybody as you slowly get back to things. And so we've started in on Exodus today, Exodus 1, 2, and 3. And there's just a few things that really stand out here for me. It's when you start becoming aware that God is the rewarder of those who seek Him, as Scripture tells us. Then it becomes something that you see in Scriptures again and again and again. And as we read through this, and I know I put it in the notes in our little running commentary things, but it really struck me that as the midwives honored God, respected God, in that they wouldn't listen to Pharaoh, and they did what they knew by nature that God would want them to do. So they didn't kill the children as Pharaoh was ordering them to do. Let me just get this. So he in turn turns around and he rewards them, and he gives them a family of their own, children of their own. Then we see Moses' mom, and she did what she could to look after her child, and then she got to the point where she had to trust God. So she prepared the basket, as we know, lovingly, and put the child down amongst the reeds. So she was obeying. She put him into the Nile, but in amongst the reeds, and trusted God. And look how God rewarded that. Um, it ended up she got paid to nurse her own son. If you don't see that as a reward for faith, I don't know what is. But she got paid. Pharaoh's daughter paid Moses' mom, without knowing it was Moses' mom, um, to nurse Moses. It's just amazing. And then you get the contrast where as Moses got older, obviously the calling was in his life, that he would be the rescuer of his people. But the first two examples were of people who honored God and put God first and listened to God, and Moses just tried to do it on his own. He it wasn't a matter of having any relationship with God. It wasn't a matter of honoring Him. It was just he knew in his heart that he was going to bring freedom to his people, and so his involved murder, and it involved deceit, um, all the things that the flesh would produce, and that's not God's will. And so he was put on a timeout for 40 years in the desert. that's a that's a bit of correction there. So God rewards, but God also corrects. Don't call it punishment. There's a day for punishment. There's a day when justice will be applied. Um, Everything else right now is correction. He loves his children and he corrects us. Punishment it's just sending a child to the room. It doesn't matter whether they know their what they did or not. There's no recourse to correct behavior. It's just a matter you send them to the room because you're mad at them. That's punishment. Correction is is where an action is taken to bring about a change. And Moses needed to be separated for a period of time until he learned humility. And in the desert, you learn humility. He learned to serve. He learned to serve his father-in-law. He learned to lead a quiet life. And obviously, he learned to listen to God um, because he was drawn to that flame. But even there, we see his arguments. We see his flesh rise up. We see all the things that he was um, He was still stuck in that place. Moses had a lot to learn. Moses wasn't an instant leader. He had a lot to go through to learn, even after the 40 years in the desert. So these are just the things that stand out for me. We walk in his blessings when we walk in obedience. There's blessings that come just for us being his children, but when we're his obedient children, there's reward. That's just how it works. There's reward. Now, we're not obedient to receive reward. We receive reward because we're obedient. If you're turning around and you're obeying because you're trying to get something out of it, that's manipulation. That's not what it is about. All I'm saying is when we do what we're supposed to do, when we walk in the righteousness that he told us to walk in, when we do the things that please his Father's heart, there's reward that's attached to it because that's his heart. That's who he is. We just need to be careful of our motivation. We do it because we love him, not because of anything that we want to get out of him. So you have a great day, and I pray that you will walk in that righteousness and that you will discover that he is the God who rewards. And I pray that you will just allow him to flow through you today and touch the lives of the people around you. So you be blessed, be encouraged. We're his kids.